guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a video that I haven't done in a very long time. It is an Ask Nissy. Please, I just want to say, and I want to make it very clear, I am still learning. You know, I'm 22 years of age. I'm still growing. I'm still developing. There are still so many things that I am yet to understand, that I probably will never understand. You know, I'm still growing and I'm still learning. The advice that I give is only based on my experiences so far. It's only based on my understanding of life so far. It's based on the conversations that I've had. I have, you know, friends from different age groups. So I have friends who are way older than me, friends who are younger than me, friends who are my age. So, you know, I kind of draw upon different conversations and experiences, etc, etc. But please don't take my advice or my words as kind of like Bible honest truth, because, you know, these are just my opinions and the way that I would do things and advice that I would give to, you know, you guys. I see you guys as my family. You're an extended version of my family, so I wouldn't give you advice that I wouldn't give to, let's say, my sisters. So just see it like that. But anyway, that was just a little disclaimer, because I know I've had people comment before about like certain comments and certain advice that I've given, and I just want to make that very clear. This is just based on me, okay? So okay, yeah, as you can tell, I got a big fat wine glass because I wanted to be like Mella Child. Shout out to Mella Child, the one and only, the gorgeous, the fabulous Mella Child. She inspired me. But me and my wine glass drinking water, of course, because we're staying hydrated, honeys. I have gone into the Ask Nissy inbox, which is where you should send in any of your questions. If you do have any dilemmas or anything that's going on that you need advice on, please send it to asknissy@nissyt.com. Anyway, let's get straight into it. I feel like I should make all of these anonymous because of some of the topics. First one says, hey Nissy, I'm bleep, turning 21, South Sudanese, living in Australia, which is really cool. Girl, you want to invite me to Australia? Because I'm trying to travel the whole damn world. So if you want to invite me to Australia, let your girl know. I love your videos and they've been such a blessing. I hope all is well by the time you receive this message. If you do, laughing face. Thank you so much, babe number one. God bless you. You are a blessing yourself. And yeah, we're here now. A lot of people used to just take from me and pour nothing of value back into my life. I tolerated their behavior for years. I felt guilty every time I tried to ignore them because they were family. But last year I had the courage to gladly cut off anyone that left me empty. But I find it so hard not to worry about my sister, even though she showed me her true colors many times. One day I disclosed to her and my ex-best friend / cousin that I was sexually abused as a kid, and they both broke out in laughter. It's starting quite heavy, I'm so sorry guys. Asked if I was okay in such an unsympathetic tone. What hurt me the most was the way I knew they would have responded to their friends in that same situation. I know it would have been completely different, all sympathetic, caring and ish. I don't know if it's because we used to be super close, like besties, or because she's my only blood sister among 10 other stepbrothers and sisters. Dad has 2 other wives. Oh wow, okay. And wasn't raised in the best household. She's the only one that always been in my life. Mum ran away at 3, dad's been in and out. I just want to move on with my life without having to worry and having unrealistic expectations of her. I know my purpose and the things I need to, I'm assuming need to do, but I don't know why I let my feelings get in the way. What advice would you give me? God bless. Okay, so first of all, I really want to say that is a really tough like situation to be in. You know, I can only imagine carrying something like that. I can't even imagine what that feels like, to literally, that to me is insane. And I'm sorry that you went through that, and I'm sorry especially that you know, you felt like your own family, like your own blood just couldn't care for you the way that, you know, you should be cared for. Unfortunately, you know, though people are your blood, humans are humans, and humans can be really crappy sometimes. And even if they're your blood, they could be your best friend today and literally stab you in the back tomorrow. They could be your blood but yet want to exploit you and extort you for everything that you have. Like, it's crazy and it's really sad to say, but it's a part of life and it's a process. And I want you to know, and one thing that I do want to make very clear is that I don't want you to feel like you have to be very like guarded with everyone. I think that's really dangerous, because you will go on in life you know, almost being very angry and not letting people in, and even when people have good intentions for you, you won't even be able to see that because you are, you know, too busy thinking the worst of certain people. Don't let the actions of other people dim your light and to dim your heart. You know, I've had people try to come for me, I've had people try to walk all over me, I've had people literally like cuss me and say things behind my back and then smile in my face, but I'm not gonna change who I am. I'm not gonna stop being polite or stop being a nice person or stop having a loving and a kind heart because of what other people are doing to me or towards me. And that's easier said than done, of course, and you know, that's not me saying become a doormat, you know, just kind of take everything. No, you can still stand up for yourself and be authoritative and say, do you know what, I'm not taking any of this bull crap, I'm not here for it, you are not taking me for a ride, but at the same time still have a loving and kind heart. That's the first thing that I want to say. The second thing that I want to say about your sister is, do you know what, if your sister is not able to give you that love and respect that you know and that you deserve, I think that, because do you know what, I am so like family orientated, so I can't even imagine, like I'm trying to put myself in your situation to be like, you know, I love my sisters so much, I love my cousins and my family so much, I can't even imagine myself being like, yeah, no, I have to kind of push them to one side and love them from a distance. But I've done that with friends, and so maybe I can compare it to that actually. So sometimes there does come a point in life where you have to make a decision about your own mental state and your own well-being, and sometimes if people are really not, you know, like you said, you said that, you know, you feel like they keep taking from you and that they're leaving you empty. You can't live your life like that forever. Yes, they may be your sister, but at the same time they should be edifying you as your sister or as your brother. They should be someone that's encouraging you and moving you to greater heights and greater places, not making you feel, you know, bad within yourself, or when you tell them something as serious as that, they kind of laugh it off. In short, I would say this: try to have a conversation, because I'm all about trying. Try to have a conversation with your sister. Take her to one side away from everybody else. If this is the particular sister that you, I don't know, maybe you want to rekindle a relationship with or whatever, take her to one side and let her know the things that you've explained to me. Let her know that, listen, I'm not joking, because maybe, you know, sometimes especially with black families, African families, things like sexual abuse and rape and all that kind of stuff is such a taboo. Nobody likes talking about it. It makes people feel awkward, and maybe that was just her reaction, you know, from feeling awkward. So maybe take her to one side and say, no, this is real, this is something that I have gone through, this is something that I've experienced. It was horrifying, it was horrible. Maybe you even need help at this point, and maybe, you know, you can ask them, you know, please, I need help, I need counseling or whatever it is, like, can you go with me, or can you help me, or whatever it is. Have that conversation. But if you feel like even after, you know, that conversation you are not getting anywhere and your relationship is just not working out, I feel like that's still your sister. So be loving, be kind, be caring, continue to pour where you can, but also know when it's like, it's okay to step back a little bit and to just let it be. It's okay to do that sometimes. Yeah, I feel like the advice was kind of all over the place, but I'm just trying to, you know, really break it down and think about what I would do in that situation. Sometimes you just have to let it be, you know, and it's sad because that is your sister, and you're saying that's your only blood sister, as in like fully like sisters, and it's really sad to hear that kind of stuff. But you know, humans are humans. You can't control everyone, you can only control yourself. So you continue to be a loving and a kind person, and just, you know, continue to pour that into her, but don't feel like you have to give your everything and you have to give every part of you to that person if they're not reciprocating it, because you will drown. You will literally drown. So all the best, babe, and I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, please can this be anonymous? Of course, my darling. So it says, hi Nissy, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I've been procrastinating a lot. Anyways, I'm 15 in year 11 at the moment. Besides all the exam stress, I've had other things on my mind. Our generation has changed drastically, and I'm even scared for what it will be in the future. A lot of people my age have had sex, or have beat as people call it. I've put my views across to my friends about sex after marriage. A few of them have accepted, but others have chosen to make fun of me about it. Course. Honestly, it is beginning to affect me, and I've tried to brush it off. They bring up the fact that I've never had a boyfriend or been in a relationship. Personally, things like that don't bother me, but it's really beginning to bring my confidence down. I'm already a little insecure about my weight, and this whole situation is adding to it. At times, I even wonder, are these people my friends, and do they genuinely care about me? No, they do not. If they're making you feel like that, they're not your friends. Please, Nissy, I need your advice. Absolutely love your channel. first thing that I do want to say, you answer that yourself. Are they really your friends? If they are making you feel crap, if they are bringing you down, if they're making you, you know, have low self-esteem, if they are making you feel like your decisions, the decisions that you make about your own life and about your own body is something to be ridiculed or to be laughed at, those people are not your friends. Point blank, period. You need to get yourself a new set of friends. And I know, like, it sounds very like dramatic or whatever, but your friend shouldn't make you feel like that. Your friend should respect you and should love you no matter what decisions you decide to make, you know, because at the end of the day, only you're going to be able to walk in that direction. Now, I'm not saying that if you're crazy and you're saying, I don't know, I'm gonna go and stab my ex-boyfriend because he was cheating on me, and your friend's like, yes, I'm gonna that's not them respecting your decision. A good friend is supposed to advise you, but they're not supposed to do it in a way that makes you feel bad about yourself or that gives you low self-esteem. So that's already problematic. So honey, you might need to find some new friends. Secondly, I do want to say, stand your ground. You guys already know I've spoken a lot about, like, you know, sex, relationships and whatever. It's all in my love and sex and relationship series, which I kind of just stopped because I didn't know what else to talk about, because at that point you guys kind of already knew where I kind of stand with my, you know, my thing. I do believe that sex should happen within the confinements of marriage. It doesn't always happen like that. It didn't necessarily happen like that for me, but I'm now celibate, and yeah, I'm waiting to get married so that I can get it in. Okay, yeah, I kind of just dropped that series anyway because I was just like, oh, I have nothing, I don't really have anything else to talk about, like nothing interesting like that anyway. But anyway, stand your ground. Yes, the generations are changing and people deem that having sex or having sex with multiple people equates to freedom or whatever it is. Maybe for them, but it doesn't necessarily have to apply to you. Listen, don't concern yourself about other people, honey. You've got to learn how to stand your own ground. You've got to learn how to be proud of who you are and the decisions that you make for yourself, because only you can live your life. So that's my advice to you, okay? Just stand your ground. That's what you need to do. Stand your ground. So, questions about Christianity. Hey Nissy, I just came across your YouTube channel and thought you'd be the perfect person to ask the question to. I just wanted to know, how do I develop my relationship with God, as I wanted to get closer to God this year. I no longer want to inherit my religion, but to learn it. Also, how do I be a good Christian? Could this email be kept anonymous as well, please? Thank you. Hope I don't disturb you. So sweet. No, you have not disturbed me, my love. The first thing that I want to say is, it gets really, really sticky when you're talking about like faith, religion, how can I be a good Christian? First thing, there's a video that I did a little while ago, about 3-4 months ago. It's called God Hasn't Moved, You Have. It was actually a Wake Up Wednesday. I'm gonna link it in the description box below, and I'll link it above as well. Watch that, and that should help you. It's all about people that feel like they've kind of grown apart from God, feel a bit distant, and how to kind of understand that, you know, God hasn't gone anywhere. It's you that needs to, you know, move closer towards God. And I think I do give some tips on how you can do that. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I feel like the term good Christian to me doesn't really exist, because when you say good Christian, it almost makes it sound like you become a Christian or you are able. Sorry guys, my battery died. I just had to swap over the battery pack. Anyway, so yeah, the term good Christian, that term, because I've heard a lot of people use it. People do ask me like, okay, how do I become a good Christian? And it almost makes it feel like you're asking like, how do I do things in order for me to please God and to kind of be written in the book of life and to make sure I make it to heaven? And that shouldn't necessarily be the question, because this is not, especially if you're a Christian, this is not about, you know, religion. It's not about, oh, if I do all of these things and I tick these things off of that list, oh, God is going to be really happy with me, and, you know, I'm a good Christian, so it means that I'm going to make heaven. That's not what this is about. It's about a growing relationship. It's about understanding that you are saved by grace and not by works. It's about understanding and actually trying to develop a real, genuine love, interest, relationship with God. And then everything else that you consider to be good, like doing things, you know, like serving or helping others or whatever it is, comes naturally. Not because, you know, those are the things that you do because this is what the Bible says and because that's what you believe that God expects from you. No, you do it because you have established that relationship with God, and that you've got that love and that connection with God that makes you want to do those other things, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I would just say be very, very careful when you think about the idea of being a Christian. A Christian is not religion. It's not about, oh, you know, if I do this and this and this, that means that God is going to be happy with me, and oh my gosh, if I, you know, I've sinned, so it means that like God, like, no, this is not what this is. But it's good though that you've said that you don't want it to just be like religion, and you don't want it to just be something that you've inherited. So I'm assuming your parents or your parent or whatever is a Christian, and you kind of just took it on because it was just like, oh, my parents are Christian, so now I'm a Christian. Yes, that's an amazing thing. If you want to actually establish a relationship with God, do that. That is what you should be seeking. That is what you should be desiring, and then everything else will follow. That transformation, that, you know, that love, that passion, that zeal, that want and desire to serve and all that stuff, that will come naturally as a result of you growing and really speaking and having conversations and connecting with God. Yeah, I can't give you tips on how to be a good Christian, because if we were all trying to just be good Christians, then like, what would be the point of Christ? What would be the point of Jesus dying on the cross? Because then we will all just be trying to please ourselves, essentially. I think this is probably going to be the last question, because I don't want this video to be extremely long. So this question is quite a long one. But it says, hi Nissy, I'm bleep. Can I just first say that you're an amazing person. I watch your videos on your YouTube channel, and I also watch you on Backchat London. I admire your views and I learn from them. I decided to email you this afternoon because I watched one of your videos on interfaith relationships. It is part of the Love, Sex and Relationship series titled I'm a Christian, He's Muslim, Why It Didn't Work. If you haven't watched that video, by the way, I'll link it up above and you can have a look. It was basically just me explaining, you know, how for a period of time I dated a Muslim guy, and how I basically just had to come to a point where I had to end that relationship, just because for me personally, and I think I'm gonna do you know what, I'm gonna film another video on that, because some people understood what I was trying to say and some people got the wrong end of the stick and were, you know, trying to call me out and say that I was being disrespectful or that I was being prejudiced. Stop it, you're going too far, okay? But no, it was a decision that I made based on my faith and based on my beliefs. If you don't like it, in fact, I don't apologize. If you don't like it, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? You're entitled to your own opinion. But it was just a decision that I had to make. I had to put my faith first before my flesh. My flesh was telling me one thing, was telling me this is cool, this is okay. My faith clearly depicts in the word that for me, this is not something that can be sustained. For me, that's how I felt convicted, and that's what I believe, you know, when I read the word. You know, for other people it works, but for me personally, I didn't feel like it would work, and I had to make a decision and I had to walk away. I'm going to do another video on that because there was some interesting conversation that happened underneath that video. But anyway, unfortunately, I'm going through the same thing that you went through some years back, and I have been for a while now. I'm going to try my best to shorten this up as much as I can without leaving out important information. I've been seeing my current boyfriend for a while now. We first dated when I was 18 at college, which is 2013. Girl, you're giving away everything. Quite young, and so he cheated on me, and so we broke up 6 months later. After many attempts from him, we got back together, but I found it hard to trust again, which obviously makes sense. So we broke up a year later. By then I was 20 years old. To cut the long story short, I dated 2 other guys which didn't work out. At 22 we decided to try again, although we didn't really lose contact while I was seeing other people anyway. Ever since we decided to try again, he's been amazing. So supporting, loving, caring, everything my other exes weren't. We both talk about the future a lot. My parents and siblings know him and are fond of him. However, I am now 23. Oh, you gave your age away. However, I'm now 23 and seriously considering my walk with Jesus and God. He's fully aware I come from a Christian home, and I'm fully aware he comes from a Muslim home, but it hasn't been a problem for us in the past. However, now that I'm growing in Christ, I think it might be. The bottom line is I love him. She wrote that in capital letters just so that we understand. And he's been there for me, not only as a boyfriend, but also as a friend. I trust him now completely with everything, and I'm scared that breaking up with him again after he's tried so hard will be heartbreaking for him, especially. His dad passed. Oh, stuff like that always gets me. Oh, his dad passed, so he only has his mum left, but she's in Nigeria and he doesn't get to see her. I'm literally all that he has here. I don't know how to go about the whole thing. Please, I need your advice. I don't want to make a mistake and regret it later, because men like him are rare to come across. My next boyfriend may be a horrible person. I used to think that if we were not meant to be, we wouldn't cross paths multiple times over and over again. Please advise me. Oh, Something that I also wish that I clarified in the other video is, yes, I know that in that video I did say I truly do believe that God rewarded me because he knew the sacrifice that I made, and I told him, I prayed about the type of person that I wanted. Now that doesn't mean that that will happen for everybody, and it doesn't mean that literally like you know, it doesn't mean that because you're with a Christian person, bad things won't happen. Christians get divorced, Christians get into it. Some people who call themselves Christians beat their wives or beat their partners. Some people who call themselves Christians end up on drugs, whatever it is. Like, just because that person is a Christian, some being a Christian, doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to be plain sailing. Please understand and know that even the word itself says that, you know, things are even more difficult. Please, things don't become easy. It doesn't become easy just because you're a Christian. Doesn't mean that everything falls in formation, blah, 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 blah. No. But what I am saying is that for me personally, having made that decision, I prayed and I told God, okay, God, you know my heart and you know that I really wanted to be with this person. But I have made a sacrifice for you, for my faith, for my belief, and I know that you're gonna uphold your word and you're gonna reward me. Not even reward me, because I didn't pray like that, but I was just like, God, I'm upholding my word. Please, as I have honored you, please honor me. And I have the most incredible partner I could have ever dreamed of. He is, you know, yes, we get into it, we argue, whatever, we don't always see eye to eye. He gets on my nerves, I get on his nerves, but he is incredible. I adore him and I love him. But yeah, please don't see it as like, oh, okay, the moment that I break up with, my partner who's of a different, of a different belief system or a different religion, everything's going to be perfect and everything's going to be wonderful. Or that, you know, just because you are with a Christian and you guys both follow the same faith, that everything's going to be wonderful. Please don't get it twisted. This is real life and things happen in real life. I just wanted to clarify that and make that very, very clear. In terms of your situation, like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, faith over flesh. Now, I know it's obviously easier said than done. It was difficult for me to come out of that situation, but I literally had to make a decision. It really is like going down two separate roads and you just have to make a choice. You come to a point, you come to a crossroads and you say to yourself, what do I do? You cannot split yourself in half and go both ways. You have to make a decision and choose which path you would like to go down. It will hurt, it will be painful, whatever path. So if, for example, you choose and you say, do you know what, I can't be with this person because I need to honor my faith, I need to go with my faith, I need to be equally yoked. If you make that decision, just know it will hurt. It will, girl, you will probably cry, you will eat ice cream for God knows how long, you will probably be really upset, you'll get sad all the time, you will be thinking about them, etc, etc, etc. But over time you will heal, you will get better, and you will actually find that your relationship with God will grow and will become even better. Now, one thing that I can say is I'm willing to sacrifice a lot of things. I'm willing to compromise on a lot of things, but one thing I'm not willing to compromise on is my relationship with God and my salvation. That's just me. I'm not willing to compromise that for nobody. No man on this earth, no person on this planet can make me compromise my faith and compromise my salvation. That is something that is integral to my being, to my existence, to my core, okay? No, I am not perfect. Yes, I still do things wrong. Yes, I still battle with so many things that me and God know, okay? It's a work in progress, and I know God is holding me, and he's still got so much, you know, he's doing in me, he's still molding me, and I'm just not compromising that for nobody. That is me. But you literally, when it comes to stuff like this, it's so difficult, and especially you threw in there, his dad passed away, and he's the only person that you have, all of that stuff. But genuinely, I can only tell you what I truly believe in my heart, and that is faith over flesh. And at the end of the day, you're still going to do whatever you want to do. So you might stay with him. Who knows? You might even stay with him and you might get married, and you might stay married forever. And you literally might die together or whatever it is. But for me, it's like, I would rather go on with my life knowing that I honored God first and I put God first. Because God comes number one. before anything, before me, my feelings, my thoughts, my desires, my wants, my passion, whatever. God comes first. I'm not going to tell you what to do at this point, because you have to make this decision on your own. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, because God forbid, but you might break up with him and then like things go sourly wrong in your life. You find somebody that's really, really horrible next, and then you come back to me and try to tell me it was my fault. No, darling. I'm not taking that kind of responsibility. I cannot tell you what to do, but you already know what I did in that situation. And if I could go back, I would do the exact same thing, because I decided to put faith before my flesh, and I decided to put God before myself. And I knew that by putting God first, he would honor me. He would see my heart, and he would see how genuine and how difficult this was. This was genuinely a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice for me. And he would see that, and he would understand that, and you know, he would honor me. He would honor me, and I truly believe that, you know, he will honor you too. But again, it's a decision that you have to make on your own. It's really, really, really difficult, especially when you've been with someone for years, so you've gotten familiar, you've gotten comfortable. I can completely relate to your entire story. It basically sounds like the story that I was in before. I don't know what else to say. It's up to you. There's nothing else that I can really say to you right now. It's literally up to you. You're still gonna live your life, and you're gonna do whatever pleases you and whatever you want to do, but you already know what I think and how I would respond in this situation. For you to even come and talk to me, it was like when I was talking to my pastor, when he said to me, you already know what you need to do, but you've just kind of come to me because you're looking for affirmation, you're looking for certainty. And I already knew that, you know, God was calling me to let this person go, but I kind of just wanted to go to somebody because I just needed some reassurance and some affirmation. I feel like that's what you're doing with me, which is totally fine. I completely understand. But yeah, just pray about it. Yeah, that's that. I should have even said that before I even said anything. Pray about it. And if you're really serious about your relationship with God, you need to really consider how your life will change a lot. Your life will shift a lot if you are trying to be serious with God. And if you're truly opening up yourself to God to use you, your life will change a lot. So just be prepared for that. You will have to let go of certain things. You will find yourself not wanting to even be in certain situations or wanting to do certain things because you're really just focusing on God. So be prepared. If you are really serious, be prepared for that. But also don't think that you have to prep yourself. No, God does that for you. He transformed from the inside out, not the other way around. Anyway, yeah, interfaith relationships are so difficult because I feel like, you know, it is the 21st century and people are like, oh, you know, be with whoever you want to be. But at the end of the day, my faith is still my faith, and I'm not going to compromise that for anybody. Just as much as, you know, and I love so much. I had so many Muslims that were commenting under my video, and I loved and appreciate you guys so much because you guys know this isn't me trying to be like, oh, no, this is not me trying to be Islamophobic, anti-Islam or anything like that. None of that. Like, you must be insane to even think that. And I had so many Muslims as well that commented underneath the video and were basically explaining like how they wouldn't date a Christian either. They wouldn't because it goes against their faith, you know, and that, you know, especially if they're a woman anyway, it goes against their faith and they want to honor God, you know, how they perceive God in their, you know, faith and their traditions. They want to honor that. So why are they going to pretend? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I feel like it was funny because I feel like it was more Muslims that were more understanding than people that I'm just going to assume anyway that were non-Muslim. But yeah, I feel like Muslims were very, very understanding. Yeah, anyway, I'm just rambling. I'm going to go now because this video is becoming very, very long, but I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. Thank you so much for joining me and my gorgeous wine glass with water inside of it for this video. Thank you so much for sending over your questions. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. You know I love and appreciate I love and appreciate you guys so very much. Anyway, hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you guys in another video. Stay beautiful.